President Moon Jae-in has wrapped up his busy schedule in Singapore. He is now in Papua New Guinea, the host nation of this year's APEC Summit. Shin Se-min outlines what's ahead for this South Korean leader.
After knocking out two important summits with U.S. Vice President Mike Pence and Russian President Vladimir Putin on the sidelines of the ASEAN meetings in Singapore, President Moon Jae-in is in the second and final stop of his Asia tour, Papua New Guinea. At the Asia-Pacific Summit, held in one of the poorest APEC member nations, President Moon will press other APEC leaders to embrace inclusive economic policies. He's expected to talk about how economic integration through free trade and investment, as well as the benefits of the digital revolution, can be evenly distributed to the region's economies. The South Korean leader will also pitch the creation of a joint APEC Digital Innovation Fund that will be used to boost the region's digital capabilities. On the diplomacy with North Korea, President Moon pressed on the need to ease sanctions on the regime to motivate Pyongyang to speed up the denuclearization process. From his conversation with U.S. Vice President Mike Pence, President Moon said relations between the Koreas and between North Korea and the U.S. should move forward in tandem. President Moon will also discuss issues of common interest with Chinese President Xi Jinping when they meet in Papua New Guinea, with a strong focus on North Korea and Seoul-Beijing economic relations. Once he's done that, President Moon will have met with three of the four major players in the region. The only leader he isn't due to meet this week is Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe. There, in the high-stakes summits of President Moon Jae-in's 6-day trip with Chinese President Xi Jinping in Papua New Guinea. And there, the South Korean leader will ask for Beijing's support in speeding up North Korea's denuclearization process. Shin Se-min, Arirang News, Singapore.